What's going on, everybody? We got another double battle for you, and it's using the same team that I used last time. I wish it was. I still miss Pokemon Battle Revolution because you could just call. They all had like different passes. You could call the teams. This time it's just kind of it's this team and the other team. But regardless, the opponent's team I faced was very interesting. It's not the first time I've ever seen something like it, but it was the first time I've ever faced one. So it was interesting. If my pregame thoughts when I was looking at this team were the Smeargle's probably going to use Dark Void, and the Pachirisu, uh, I just always assume is carrying Follow Me and like Nuzzle and stuff like that. So I don't I don't remember my exact thought process of why I picked what I did. I just kind of Ludicolo and Lopunny you're gonna see, especially the more I upload this team is kind of like my standard starter too that I like to lead with. But I didn't do that. I don't do that all the time. The first battle I uploaded, I don't think I did it. But you finally get to see like the core strategy with those two. So let's hop into the battle. All right, here we go. We've got some Japanese trainer with 213 at the end of their name. And I send out my Lopunny and Ludicolo. He sends out his Pachirisu and Smeargle. And again, I'm expecting Dark Void from this Smeargle. So you'll see kind of how I play things out from the start here. I know I probably use Fake Out. Yep, I tried to Fake Out the Smeargle to prevent a Dark Void, and then I used Teeter Dance with my Lopunny because my Ludicolo is carrying the own tempo ability, which doesn't let it become confused. Now, it's pretty much my strategy was see if I could confuse the Smeargle and just not let it set up Dark Void in the first place. Just I knew it would flinch the first turn. You'll see the double protect was weird. Like, I mean, Spiky Shield, I can kind of see. The protect was kind of whatever. I mean, it was a very bland first turn. But I'm gonna use Leech Seed on the Pachirisu because this Ludicolo is pretty bulky. It's not really. It has some attacks on it, but I mean, I mostly use it kind of as a wall. It's just I really like this Ludicolo actually. It's one of my from using it, it's become one of my favorite Pokemon. Like, I've experimented even with it in singles, and it works out really well, actually. I really like it. But my Lopunny also carries Thunder Wave. As you can see, I kind of run the Parafusion. That's what I'm looking for, that combo. And it actually works out pretty well a lot of the times. A lot of people get frustrated with it, and they'll disconnect, but that's not my problem. You know, they want to disconnect, they can disconnect. It's still a victory on my part. But as you can see, this Smeargle has the Moody ability, and that's what my opponent's team is really kind of based around, is boosting their stats kind of randomly, and he'll try to pass them off to his Landorus later. And I lost track of what stats were gaining and what. Even in the battle, I don't think, like, I paid attention to it, but I didn't pay attention a lot because they were just. I mean, he was kind of getting bad luck a little bit. I mean, like that right there, you got like an accuracy increase and then a special defense or attack decrease, which probably isn't really that optimal unless he's really aiming for those accuracy boosts, but I don't think he was. But you're gonna see I take out the Pachirisu, which was pretty nice. I mean, at this point, like, this battle was kind of slow because we were both running teams that weren't. Neither of our teams were like super hyper offense. They were kind of more defensive. And like, I mean, you're gonna even see here from his Gardevoir when he Mega Evolves that his his Stab Pixelate Hyper Voice doesn't actually do that much damage. The the Protect he used on his Gardevoir was actually pretty clutch, because I double targeted it and paid the price for it as he gets a Dark Void off. I wasn't very worried, I guess, about the Dark Void, because nothing had been happening right now. I mean, I guess if this Gardevoir would have been a bit more powerful, I would have been a bit more concerned, but it wasn't. And I was kind of ready to move on to my next Pokemon. I got to a point when I was fighting this person that I was obviously gonna try to win, but like if I lost, it was just kind of like, yeah, I lost. Like it was one of, I don't know if you know that feeling, but because of like how drawn out and kind of slow things were going, I don't know, I wasn't that worried about the win. It was like, let's just kind of get this over with. But you're gonna see he has the Power Geomancy combo, which you typically find on like a Xerneas. But you know, Smeargle being cool and all that, being able to learn every move, that's pretty dope. Again, I think my opponent's team's interesting, but like I don't find it like creative or anything. I mean, it's just, especially he uses Dark Void, which, I'm okay. Like I don't, if you don't want to follow a Sleep Clause, by all means don't follow a Sleep Clause, but I try to do it. I do it more of a respect thing. I think putting every Pokemon to sleep is just kind of lame. I think it's kind of takes away from the game. But I don't get mad if people do it against me, because I tried to build my teams to not be like so susceptible to it, which this team kind of is, but at the same time kind of not. It depends on my luck. And this team's definitely, like, the team I'm using, it's definitely beatable, but it can also be just entirely demolishing. Like, I think it's really balanced, which I like. Anyway, he, as you saw, he sent out his Landorus so he could use U-turn on my Ludicolo, which unfortunately for him woke up pretty early. But he used U-turn to get some pretty good damage on my Ludicolo. My Ludicolo is actually trained in max defense, so I was able to live that. And that's like another reason why I love Ludicolo. It's just it tanks so much more than people expect. Like I don't think people realize like how good its defenses and stuff actually are. Here he finally baton passes to his Landorus, and to be honest, I didn't see like many attack boosts, or he was losing speed too, so I was never worried about that Smeargle. Like in fact, I was kind of keeping it out because it wasn't doing anything to my team. I was just like, it's not really set. It was never setting up a lot. Like it wasn't getting lucky with the Moody boost, so I was like, well, I'll just focus on his teammates because they're more of a threat. But right here is where I figure out that his Landorus is Scarfed, and I actually have a really crappy turn. I end up, he protects with his Gardevoir, so he can't do anything with my Nidoking, and I missed the Hydro Pump, so that kind of sucked. But because that Landorus is Scarfed, honestly, it worked in my favor. Sure, my Nidoking didn't do anything, and it fainted, but because he was locked into Earthquake, he couldn't touch my Rotom-Wash, which actually really came in handy, and is going to be the reason I pull this one out. I get the Hydro Pump off, which honestly doesn't even matter. Like now that, as long as I took that, finally taking that Smeargle out was fine, because now Landorus can't touch me. It's locked in an Earthquake, and his Gardevoir is completely vulnerable to it. So unless that Gardevoir can take me out with one hit, then I'm good. Which I think it actually does quite a hefty amount of damage to me, but I was able to live it. We'll see. Yeah, he hits his Gardevoir with Earthquake. His Gardevoir lived that Earthquake. That just goes to show you, like, those stat boosts obviously didn't do a lot. Weirdly enough, I guess because it was a single target, that's probably why Hyper Voice did so much more damage to Rotom than when it attacked my Lopunny and Ludicolo. It's always weird. Yeah, you always have to think about that stuff. But yeah, that was the battle, and it was pretty good. He gave up, obviously, because he couldn't hit me, and I was gonna take him out anyway. But I thought it was interesting, so thought I would upload it. I mean, kudos to my opponent. You don't. I'm glad. Like I said, it wasn't a very creative team, but at the same time, it was refreshing to see something a little different than the standard like Greninja mat block strategy, because that's really boring. Like, it's not impressive at all, and it's really easy to see coming. So I mean, not to offend anybody who uses that, but I can see it a mile away, bro. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next battle. Peace.